Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamanam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupa Sagrajata Sagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padasagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsta He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabando Jagapate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So you're welcome. So we continue from where we stopped yesterday. Now, while we do that, today we are going on test 9. I think test 9. Test 9. Okay. So who have gone through the test 9 before the class? Let me ask. Let me give up opportunity. I've gone through the class, the book. Yeah, that's right, Prabhu. Yes. Let us hear from you.
Okay. It's actually Prabhupada mentioned here on his purport some very nice, like a glimpse of Govardhan Hill, and he also mentioned these are actually like what you mentioned last night. Probably this is a high level or not on that position, but Prabhupada helps us to understand these things. He mentioned that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Brajabhumi. He explained that. Then at first he could not find Radhakund, and then the Goswamis or the two brothers Rupa and Raghunath Das helped him discover these places. So he is explaining that uh, in Brajabhumi or in Vrindavan, Govardhan is one of the most sacred place, and in Govardhan, Radhakund is the topmost place. So by Prabhupada explaining this, we can understand, or we can somehow like take a glimpse of these holy places. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Thank you very much. So anybody already gone through? I want to share what you have read. Okay. Just like Prabhu saying, yeah, talking about the different realms. So the chapter 9 actually is talking about the hierarchy of the spiritual world. It's talking about the hierarchy of the spiritual world. So higher than Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is the spiritual realm. Proper explaining the purport also. Okay. So higher than that is Mathura, where Krishna appeared. Higher than Mathura is of Vrindavan, the 12 forests of Vrindavan, where Krishna plays pastimes of killing the demons, tending the cows, Baulavan, Madhuvan, Vrindavan, all the different 12 forests of Vrindavan, where Krishna, perform his wonderful pastimes. Higher. And higher than Vrindavan is Govardhan. Why? Because Krishna personally lifted Govardhana with his hand, okay, with his finger. And also because Krishna performed so many intimate pastimes around Govardhan, of the tending the cow. Like if you travel to India, you will see, it will show you different places, different pastimes of Krishna at different time of the day. Govardhan at Govardhan. Then just around Govardhan, if you're going around Govardhan, then you will see they will show you a place, Radhakund and Chamkund. So that is considered to be the topmost. Radhakund, where Krishna performed his intimate pastime with Srimati Radharani. So that place is considered to be the topmost in the universe. Many devotees, especially Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they become so much absorbed, attracted to this Radhakund. A long time ago, when the first time Prabhupada took his disciple to India, so when they came to Radhakund, so Prabhupada just told them, this is Radhakund, and already told them the glories and how wonderful the place is. So before you realize it, all the devotees started jumping inside, and they were swimming. They take it as like another sporting place, where to swim. They were. Then that Prabhupada was very heavy, was very strong. Like, this is Radhakund. You cannot, try to gratify your senses in Radhakund. And then that was when Prabhupada gave that very strong instruction. And you should not take part in Radhakund. You have to be very respectful to Radhakund. So since then, those for early first devotees, they have put a barrier to all of us. Now, the ISKCON, the gurus in ISKCON, they are very strict. They will tell their disciple, you cannot go into Radhakund. I remember when I was with my Guru Maharaj, when we were doing Govardhan Parikrama, and everybody, all the devotees in the Vrindavan, who are not ISKCON devotees, you just see them, they go inside the Radhakund and taking deep. Or, for the devotees, we are strictly prohibited, no? You can just put the water on your head. My Guru Maharaj was very strict about that. But before that time also, before I went with my Guru Maharaj, somehow I went there and I've not had that instruction that time. So I respectfully took birth. So when Guru Maharaj now told me, then I could not go again. So Radhakund is the topmost, where Krishna performed his intimate pastime with Srimati Radharani. So devotees cannot take it for their sense gratification. So that is why now before you can take bath in Radhakund, you have to really take permission from your guru. You have to take permission from your guru. If you don't take permission from your guru, you will not be allowed to take bath in the Radhakund. So that's what happened. So Prabhupada was explaining that today. So let's go through it. And apart from that, I resend a student handbook in our group. I don't know how many of us have gone through the student handbook, but in case you have not gone through it, you can go through it, and you go through page 94. From page 94 to the end. From page 94 to the end, the student handbook, you will see about nectar of instruction there. Okay? It would say about nectar of instruction. It gives summary about the book itself. I'm just trying to see what I can get here. I'm trying to use it to see. So from that page 94, let me quickly share that. Let's talk about that, because the points today, they are not very Microsoft box, photo, image from files, document. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So I'm just trying to improvise. Let's see. I have to go to where that page is. This, what page is that? It looks so small here. Okay. This is okay, can you see? This is page 94. This is the summary of the book we are doing. Okay. Like now we are talking about Baba Bhakti and Prima Bhakti. That is on that level. So 1 to 7, we did the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, that is regulated devotional service, okay? And then text 8 yesterday, we did this on Raganuga, Papa was explaining the purport. So from 9 to 11, it's more of Baba Bhakti, pure, the topmost devotional service, okay? And you can see the everything listed here. Preface, the goal of Krishna consciousness was mentioned in the preface, controlling the 6 urges and obstacle to devotional service and the principles that aid devotional service, since loving exchanges, association according to levels of advancement, associating with pure devotee. That's what we did on test number 8, number 6. Then chanting the holy name, that is what we did at test number 7. Then yesterday we did spontaneous devotional service in practice, and then now Baba Bhakti. So today is the hierarchy of the material and spiritual worlds. Then test 10, the hierarchy of the different type of human being. Now Shrimati Radharani is the topmost, okay? Then test 11 discuss about the glories of Radharani. Then just to show you quickly, this is summary. You can go through it, also you can read it. The summary of what we did. I've read it, so I've read them. And then I want to show you what I want to discuss. This is a question for closed book assessments, okay? These are questions, these are like the way the questions are going to come. Like you have a preface, under whose supervision is, all these questions are going to be like this. So you have to read them. This is like your guiding principle now to what to revise on. Are you with me? Anybody can give some response? Okay.
Yes.
Am I able? Okay. Yeah. So you have a preface, you have test 1, the question you should expect in test 1, and the question you should expect in test 2, the question to expect in test 3, the question to expect in test 4, the question to expect in test 5, the question to expect in test 6, like that. And the question to expect in test 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So that is it. Then these are selected analogies, proper use in the purports. So you can go through them also. And then these are open book assessments. So you are going to pick one question from 1 to 7. Okay, you have to really go through it very seriously. You pick one question 1 to 7, and you will submit it to me, because this open book assessments, I will give you like 2 weeks for you to be able to do it. I'll give you some time, 2 weeks maximum. Like today now is what is today? Today's date is 19. So 2 weeks will be, what will be the ending of 19? 2 weeks time.
Okay.
Somebody can quickly do this calculation.
July 3.
July 3, thank you. So from now, from 19, today is 19, tomorrow is 20, 19, 20. Before Monday, you should go through these questions and pick one. And you submit it to me that, Prabhu, this is what I want to write on. And anyone you pick, you have to be very careful in picking. Anyone you pick, you have to write minimum of 250 words, minimum. In this, you have to write minimum of 250 words, okay, minimum. In explaining yourself from this question, anyone you pick, minimum of 250 words, and you have to give reference to Prabhupada's purports. You don't just speak, out of the blues, or you just speak from your mind, You have to make references to Prabhupada's purports, and you really quote those reference, put them at the end of your writing also. So you pick any question from now till Monday. You take your time, go through the questions. Monday is the last time to just submit the questions. Then July 3 will be the last day to submit this open book assessment. For the closed book assessment, I will give you time to go through it. And since I've shown you here in the book, I've shared in the group also. So next week, Wednesday, I will give you from once we finish on Friday, I will give you till next week, Wednesday. Wednesday, next week is when we're going to do the closed book assessment. And when we're going to do the closed book assessment, you have to show me your camera around where you are sitting down. There's no any book there. And you have to show me the camera before you start. You have to, the rule is that you're on your camera from beginning to end. There's nothing like, there is something wrong, then you quickly off your camera on it. You will lose 5 marks by doing that. Anytime you off your camera, you will lose 5 marks. If you are losing 5 marks every time you off your camera, you know what it means. So I'm going to give you like maybe 30 minutes. They're not very difficult questions. If you go through them now, from now till Wednesday, from Friday till Wednesday, they're not very difficult questions. So I will give you 30 minutes to do the 20 questions because they're not very difficult at all. Okay, 30 minutes maximum. Then you will know off your camera. Once we start, your camera must be on. Before we start, you show me, put your camera around to make sure that everywhere is clean, everywhere is clear. Okay, 30 minutes is enough. And then for that 30 minutes, there's no any excuse for network issue. Anytime you go off online, you remove 20 marks from your 20 marks will be gone automatically if you go off online for some time. 20 mark is gone. If you off your camera, 5 mark is gone. Just imagine, out of 100, you are losing 20 and 5. Then what are you going to write again? So like that is how we're going to do it. And for the closed book one, you really take your time, because you are going to go through the book again. This helps you to be able to really retain some of the contents from the book. That's why we are doing this. We're not doing it to fail anyone. We're just doing it so that you can understand the content of the book and you can really pick the main important points from this book we are studying. So they're very good. So we should take it very serious and really understand this. And these are going to be very important for our preaching application also. And likewise, our personal application. Okay, so that is there. So let me just share that with you. So let's continue. Actually, the course is free, but at the end, when we finish, for you to get certificate, you have to pay. Okay, we're not charging. We're not charging for the course. That's why we're making it free. Everybody can join. But if you want to go get certificate, which we are going to be giving at the end of the course, you have to pay. You pay for certificates. Okay, and we try our best to give the certificates not online, offline, means on a very big occasion, and we are going to issue the certificate. One big festival day, then we invite those devotees who have finished the course successfully, and then we can give the certificate. Okay, we have some very senior devotees. Maybe whenever Maharaj is here, Janananda Maharaj, maybe they want to, like that. Some senior devotees like that. So we are going to arrange like that. Okay, Hare Krishna. So just let me give you some hints about how it is going to be. So now let's continue from today's points. One minute, I'm just trying to share. Okay. It's a very long verse. Let's read the translation. Somebody want to read?
All right, Prabhu. Oh, okay, you go.
Please go ahead.
You can go, Nikki.
Thank you, Angel. So I'll read the translation. The holy place.
Only the translation, yeah.
The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathurapuri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan, because of Krishna's Rasa Leela pastimes. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is the Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radhikund stands supreme, for it is overflooded with ambrosial nectarian prema of the Lord of Gokula, Sri Krishna. Where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve his divine Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of the Govardhan Hill?
Thank you very much. So you can see this is the hierarchy of the spiritual world, explained by Srila Rupa Goswami. Vaikuntha, when we talk about Vaikuntha, the Vaikuntha world is the three-quarter of Krishna's creation. That's explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. You know, the whole creation of Krishna, both the material and the spiritual world. So 1/4 is the material world, and then three-quarter, that's 3/4, is the spiritual world, Vaikuntha world. In that kind of Vaikuntha world, we have all the different Vishnu forms. Planet means some devotees, if they are worshipper of Lord Nishingadev, you have a planet where you go in that Vaikuntha world. If you are a worshipper of Varahadev, you have a planet to go where you can join Lord Vara. If you are worshiping which other form of Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan, you know, there's a form there in the Vaikuntha. But of all these places, these planets we have, the capital is Goloka Vrindavan. Okay, but here they are not talking about the Goloka Vrindavan. They are talking about Gokul. That is this material world. You can see in the beginning of the purport, Prabhupada started by saying that. Okay, let's go through the purport now. Someone want to read the purport? Okay, can continue.
Okay, Prabhu, I read.
Yeah.
The spiritual world is 3/4 of the total creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it is the most exalted region. The spiritual world is naturally superior to the material world. However, Mathura and the adjoining areas, although appearing in the material world, are considered superior to the spiritual world because the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself appeared at Mathura. The interior forest of Vrindavan are considered superior to Mathura.
So Prabhuji, wait. You see what Prabhupada is saying here? So Prabhupada is not talking about the planet or the Goloka. You know, when we talk about Goloka, means we're talking about the capital of the spiritual world in the Vaikuntha world. But Prabhupada is not talking about that. Prabhupada is talking about the spiritual world on this earth planet. I started by talking about Mathura. Why? Because Krishna personally appeared there. Krishna actually appeared in Mathura before moving to Vrindavan. So because Krishna appeared in Mathura, so it makes to be superior to the whole Vaikuntha planets. Because there are 4 qualities that make Krishna to be different from all the other Vishnu incarnation, explained in Nectar of Devotion. Okay? So one of them is the conjugal love, childhood pastimes, because even in the spiritual world, even though that rasa of Krishna as a child is there, but Krishna never appeared in his original spiritual world like a child. Okay, so that appearing like a child happens in this material spiritual world. I don't know if you are getting my point. That's Krishna really coming as a child, appearing as a child, happens in the material spiritual world, not in the spiritual world itself. In the spiritual world, people, although the devotee, they have the rasa with Krishna, but Krishna never appeared like a child. I don't know. Are you getting the point? Krishna never appeared like a child in his original spiritual world. No. The rasa is there, the mood is there, the devotee have that mood with him. But like really having him like a child, that happens in the spiritual world, in the material world. That's what makes Mathura to be greater than Vaikuntha planet. Okay, and then after that, going to Vrindavan, where he exhibits all his different pastimes, like killing the demon and going to the pasture ground with his friends. So that makes Vrindavan more even higher than the Mathura. Then we'll talk about the Govardhan Hill. We just finished reading about Krishna lifting Govardhan Hill in the temple. It's a very wonderful, amazing pastime where Krishna, has to crush the false ego, the false pride of Indra. Was becoming proud, being worshipped, thinking, oh, I'm the god, they have to worship me. And then when Krishna stopped the puja, Indra puja, he became very hungry. He wanted to destroy them. And then Krishna even crushes his ego even more by lifting a whole gigantic Govardhan hill with his pinky finger, the left insignificant one. How long can you hold a bucket of water in your left hand? Just you place a bucket of water in your left hand, try to hold it for. How long can you hold it? It's very difficult for you. Maybe you cannot hold it more than 30 minutes. I remember when we were small, when we make some mistake, our parents will get, I don't know about Philippines, but in my country, our parents will ask us to carry something lift some objects on your head, or you lift it on your hand, I don't know about here, but our parents in Africa, they used to do it. Did they do that in the Philippines also? I don't know. We are really small. Anybody want to say something? Did they do that here in the Philippines also?
Yeah, they do it here.
Raising
yes.
of the hand.
Yes. Well, when we are really small, your parents will ask you to lay down to carry, and after carrying it like for 30 minutes, your hand will be shaking. Oh, mommy, I will not do that again.
How they do that?
Your hand will be shaking, So just imagine Krishna lifting the whole Govardhan hill. Actually, if you go to India, for you to go around Govardhan hill will take you minimum of 6 hours. That is, if you are moving very fast. You are moving very fast. It will take you minimum of 6 hours. It can even go more. And you will see how vast this Govardhan is. But Krishna lifted it with his smallest, insignificant finger in his left hand. Because Govardhan hill, touches Krishna's body, that is why it's even more special than others. Okay? Then higher than Govardhan hill is Radhakund, where the prema, the pure of Krishna, for Krishna is flowing. I don't know how many of you know how the pastimes of Radhakund happen. How many of you know? You know the pastimes of Radhakund? You want to share with us? Niharika knows how.
I think the pastime is about the gopis, Krishna and the gopis, right?
No. You're asking me. I'm asking you. Do you want to tell us? So if you're asking me, means you want me to say it. I'm asking you, do you want to tell us?
I'm not sure of my answer, but I think it's
let's
Krishna and the gopis.
Let somebody who is sure share with us. Who want to share with us? Yarika Mataji wants to. She
Because
says.
the mm,
Yarika, please go ahead. Pitambra is not sure, so we are not waiting for Pitambra. It's not sure. Yarika, please go ahead.
Actually, this is just a little of what I know. The ones that I know was Radhakund was created during the time that Shamakund was also created.
Yes.
So the two of the kunds are created together. It was the time when kind of like Sri Radhama and Sri Krishna was playing or like playfully fighting together. It's like Sri Krishna was saying, "Oh, I can get all the waters from all the mothers of the world, like Sri Ganga, Sri Saraswati," and she
So
was like,
what happened before that? Something
"Oh,
happened.
before that, something happened. Actually, I kind of forgot what happened
Okay,
before."
let me try to let's refresh our
Yes.
memory. Okay.
Yes,
So
please.
Krishna killed a bull demon, Aristasura. Okay. So after Krishna killed the bull demon, so the gopi they like kind of criticize Krishna. You kill a bull. Now Krishna said, but it's a demon. You wanted to harm my devotees. He said, no. Even if it's a demon, because it's taking the form of a bull. So for you to kill that bull, you are contaminated. And we cannot play with you. You have to purify yourself. You have to travel all the holy places and purify yourself and take your bath in all the holy rivers. Then you purify yourself. Then we can play. If not, don't come close to us. Like that. No, then Krishna said, okay, you want me to purify myself? It's all right. I don't need to go anywhere. I'm going to, bring all the holy rivers here and I will take my bath here. So Krishna started digging the ground and invoke all the holy rivers, there. And Krishna took his bath. He said, I'm pure, I'm clean. Although Krishna is always pure. But the devotee, they wanted that for pastimes. And Krishna said, now you people siding the side of a demon, you are contaminated. So I'm not going to play with you. You have to purify yourself. Okay? You have to get all the holy rivers and purify yourself, then I can forgive you also. Then the gopi said, oh, don't worry, if it's just that, see, one small magic you did, you think you cannot do, we're going to do ours also, don't worry. So the gopi started using their bangles and digging the ground. So they started digging the floor, and then they were really sweating, thinking of how they are going to Jamuna to go and bring very long distance. And Krishna took pity on them, and so what to do? The holy rivers, they are the servant of Krishna. So by the order of Krishna, these holy rivers, they enter into Radhakund also. That is why when you see that when you go to Radhakund and Shamakund, they're very close to each other. So you take your bath in the Radhakund, then you go into the Shamakund, because the two of them, they are connected actually. So you can easily go in and out of the two, Shamakund, Radhakund. So because the pastime took place in the same place. So this is just brief of what really happened while this manifested. And that place became a very intimate place where Shri Krishna and Mati Radharani performed so many intimate pastimes. Some of those intimate pastimes, we cannot be discussing them because many of us, we are not, so much on that level. Generally, I always try to avoid it. Some Maharajas, they speak about them, but I try to avoid them because I try to avoid it because some of the pastime, when you hear them, instead of you to be thinking of Krishna, you start thinking of boyfriend and girlfriend, okay, I think my girlfriend also, I can do that with my girlfriend. Okay, I can do that with my boyfriend. So instead of you to be thinking of Krishna, our material mind start going to boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, which, is mundane. But for Krishna, this is just to tell us how all of us who can reunite with Krishna for all those kind of relationships we are anchoring for in this material world. Actually, we cannot get satisfaction in those relationships in the material world yet. They're always frustrating, You know, we cannot. You are looking for the Mr. Perfect man, the Mr. Perfect, no, Mrs. Perfect woman. We never get. You cannot get them. You know, the person has one good quality on this side, the other side, you know, is lacking. It's not always a woman being 100% that you are looking for. You're thinking, oh, okay, I'm looking for that person that will understand me and love me the way I am. Then you get somebody. There's something about that person that you still don't like. But all that we end when we connect with Krishna, because all that kind of the relationship we are looking for, 100% relationship we are looking for, we can only get that in reuniting with Krishna. You cannot get that in the material world. Okay, so the essence of material life or of the life we are living is all about relationship. If you deeply look into it, relationship is the topmost in the universe, whether material or spiritual. Okay, in the material world, no matter how rich you are, no matter how famous you are, if you don't have a very happy relationship, see, you are miserable. You are miserable. If somebody is very rich and he doesn't have a good spouse or husband or whatever, stay. They are incomplete. They feel incomplete because we are all accounting for this, permanent relationship. But that permanent relationship, we cannot get it in this material world. And that is why Krishna has come to perform this relationship, to show us what is going on in the spiritual world with his devotees. Hey guys, you are looking for this perfect relationship, you will never get it in this world. Okay? But here it comes. See how I'm relating with my devotees. This is how we relate. Loving relationship. So please, you can join us. And this is all the essence of the spiritual practice we are doing. That is why we are talking about it now. But actually, the beginning is to purify ourselves, because unless we purify ourselves, we cannot really understand this deep, intimate relationship with Krishna, which is there. Okay, so Krishna came, exhibit all this wonderful relationship. But for us to be able to really understand them, we have to purify ourselves. That is why reading Krishna book is very, very important. We should all try to read Krishna book again and again, again and again. So by reading Krishna book, we become purified to understand this relationship. And Prabhupada has simplified it in his Krishna book. He's writing the pastime with philosophy. He's writing the pastime with philosophy so that we're not taking material. Because these pastimes, intimate pastime we're talking about Krishna, is like the private life of Krishna. It's private life, just like you have a president. You have a president of a country. He has his own private life also. So many Filipinos, we don't know about his private life because it's private. Okay? Except if there's some scandal in his private life, then they bring it out. But apart from that, his private life means private. Nobody will know about it. Only those who are very close intimately with him. Okay? So the same thing, this pastime we are talking about Krishna, intimate pastime with Srimati Radharani and all the gopis, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead private life, showing us that this is what we can get when we become purified, come back to our original consciousness of being his eternal servant. This is what we are looking for. This we can get. And it's very pure. That is why you see the 6 Goswami of Vrindavan, they take pleasure in writing about these intimate pastimes of Krishna to share with us what is going on there. So it's very, very important. So we have to understand this point, and that is the sadhya, that is the goal. But the process of getting the goal is that we have to be purified first, because if not, we start thinking that Krishna pastimes is material. Okay. Let's continue.
Okay, Prabhu. The interior forests of Vrindavan are considered superior to Mathura because of the presence of the 12 forests, Dwada Savana, such as Talavana, Madhuvana, and Bahulavana, which are famous for the various pastimes of the Lord. Thus, the interior Vrindavan forest is considered superior to Mathura, but superior to this forest is the divine Govardhan Hill, because Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill like an umbrella, raising it with his lotus-like beautiful hand to protect his associates, the denizens of Braj, from the torrential rain sent by the angry Indra, king of the demigods. It is also at Govardhan Hill that Krishna tends the cow with his cowherd friends, and there also he had his rendezvous with his most beloved Sri Radha and engaged in loving pastimes with her. Radha Kunda at the foot of Govardhan is superior to all because it is there that love of Krishna overflows. Advanced devotees prefer to reside at Radha Kunda because this place is the site of many memories of the eternal loving affairs between Krishna and Radharani, Rati Vilasa. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, it is stated that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first visited the area of Brajbhumi, he could not at first find the location of Radhakunda. This means that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually searching for the exact location of Radhakunda. Finally, he found the holy spot, and there was a small pond there. He took his bath in that small pond and told his devotees that the actual Radhakunda was situated there. Later, the pond was excavated by Lord Chaitanya's devotee, headed first by the 6 Goswamis such as Rupa and Raghunatha Dasa. Presently, there is a large lake known as Radhakunda there. Sri Rupa Goswami has given much stress to Radhakunda because of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire to find it, who then would give up Radhakunda and try to reside elsewhere. No person with transcendental intelligence would do so. The importance of Radhakunda, however, cannot be realized by other Vaishnava Sampradayas, nor can persons uninterested in the devotional service of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understand the spiritual importance and divine nature of Radhakunda. Thus, Radhakunda is mainly worshipped by Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the follower of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So now, after hearing the glories of Radhakunda, then you may start thinking, oh, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Kavikarnapura, Prabhu. You know, I've realized the essence of devotional service. So why wasting my time in Manila? Prabhu, next week, I'm booking my ticket. I'm going to India and recite his Radhakund. Bye, Prabhu, bye to all of you. Now I've realized the perfection of life, going to Radhakund, and I will not come back to Manila again because this place is so, you know, the traffic and all, you have to walk. And I'll just go to Radhakund and just meditate on Krishna and achieve the perfection of life. Okay, I hope you are not thinking like that. You know, because yes, now we are hearing the glories of Radhakund. Unless we are really pure, we cannot reside in Radhakund, because then when we go to Radhakund, we start using our material senses to see the place. Then by the time you start doing that, then you cannot really appreciate the place. Okay, so that is why we really need to really purify ourselves. You know, by chanting the holy name of Krishna, you know, absorbing our seva in service, try to give, if we are working, give the result of our work to Krishna. How many of us who are working here are giving 10% to Krishna? No, it's not easy. Huh? I understand. Oh, you have so many things to. You have so many things you have to take care of. Oh, very difficult. Oh, Prabhu, no. After all, I'm chanting, I'm engaging in devotional service, so I don't need to give my 10%. It's okay. It's all right. But it's okay. You should try some time to give 10%. Or if possible, if you have become so pure, you can give 50% of your salary. Okay? You know, and to Krishna, and become pure, you know. Yes. Because that is how to give the result of your work. Then you become purified. Okay. If you cannot give 50%, like proper, we read in one of the purport there, Then you give 10%. Sometimes we are scared. Oh, the devotees, they already have enough. They have food, they have prasadam, they have everything they need. Why should I give mine? But it's some other people who are giving also, those who know the benefit of giving to Krishna. So why can't you join that also? Okay, means you give them. If you cannot give, you can use the money, whatever equivalent to that 10%. You buy maybe rice, bag of rice, or buy some oil and take it to the temple and drop it there. And you have done your part. You don't necessarily need to give the cash. Okay, you buy something, and you go and drop in a temple. You have done it. So in that way, your action, whatever you are doing, your work you are doing, is becoming purified. So gradually we become purified like that until then we can chant 24 hours a day. Let us start from that. Let us start from that low level, trying to purify ourselves. Let us purify our activity first. Okay, whatever you are doing, try to give some of the result of whatever you are doing to Krishna. Okay, let us start from there. Then, along with that, we are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. If you can open to Bhagavad Gita chapter 12, verse 8, Krishna gave like the hierarchy of how we can surrender to him, how we can absorb him. Anybody open to Bhagavad Gita chapter 12, verse 8, from 8 to 12? Somebody find it, you can read it. Now Krishna gives like options, okay? But we just have to kill in from somewhere, okay?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Prabhuji, chapter 12, text.
Please go ahead.
Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus, you will live in me always, without a doubt.
This is for those who are qualified to stay at Radha Kund. Okay, if you have come to this level of consciousness where you can constantly 24 hours a day without no deviation, focus your mind on Krishna, then you are qualified to stay at Radha Kund. So better pack your bags and baggages and start going to Radha Kund. But if your mind is not 24 hours a day on Krishna, your mind is still on some other things in life, then you are not on that platform, my brother and sister. So calm down. Okay, don't rush. Calm down. It's not a sin not to be on that platform. No, it's not a sin. Yes, we are not on that platform yet. That is why I'm in Manila. I will have just traveled to India and stayed there. Why am I in Manila? I'm not on that platform. So calm down. Okay. Then Krishna, let's read the second one. Okay.
Text 9.
Yeah.
My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
So Krishna is telling us here, while we are following the regulative principle of Bhakti Yoga, the desire to attain Krishna must be there. Very, very important. This is the goal. The goal is to desire to attain Krishna while we are engaging in our sadhana bhakti. Many devotees, they don't have desire to attain Krishna. Okay? The desire to attain, that is why Krishna is mentioning it, because it's important. Many devotees, when they come into devotional service, so many things take their attentions and the desire to attain Krishna is gone. Let me give you an example. I remember in the olden days, in my country, Nigeria, there were so many devotees in the early days. They came to devotional service. Then after coming to devotional service, they started desiring so many things. I will give an example. Okay, somebody come to the temple and they say, oh, wow, the temple president here is really giving attention, it's like the center of activity. I think I want to become a temple president in the future. So now, become a temple president, become the focus of your devotional service. Now, no Krishna, So you're not doing your devotional service, so that one day you become temple president. Then Krishna is out of the box. So now you engage in devotional service. One day truly you become a senior devotee, so-called. Oh, Senior Prabhu, can you become the temple president? Then now the desire is achieved to become the temple president. Then you become temple president. Then what? Because when you become the temple president, then you are faced with all the troubles of becoming temple president. Then you see that there's nothing there. There's no any pleasure there. It's like, oh, why should I do all this? I'm trying my best. All the devotees are still criticizing me. I don't want to become temple president again. You know, it's like, nah, I don't want. And then what? And then what? Now you become temple president. And that is why you see some devotees, immediately they come to that platform and they see all the things that need to be seen there, and they are not satisfied. Immediately they leave the position, boom, they're out of devotional service. Because that is not the goal. Some people, they really want to become sciency. Immediately they come to the temple and they started studying the environment, they're studying, the practicing. Oh, they say, wow, oh, to be a sciency, this movement is really, really, like prestigious, Oh, I want to become sciency. So you see a brahmachari practicing. One day wants to become sciency because the sciency gets a very nice donation. He gets the opportunity to travel around. Everybody is respecting him. So the focus of desire to attain Krishna is gone. Now you want to become sciency. And that is why you see many devotees in the early days, they became sciency. And when they get there, they were alone. They feel lonely. Then before you know, they pick a girl out of the followers and they run away because the desire to get Krishna is not there. The desire to become, their desire was to become sciency, and they became sciency and they became alone. They became lonely because the desire was not for Krishna to become Krishna conscious. So I'm just trying to say what Krishna meant in that verse, that when we are engaging in our devotional service, please, at any stage of our devotional service, we should not lose the focus. The focus is to desire to attain Krishna. No matter whatever comes on our way, maybe you are being given position, you are being given whatever things that come away on your bhakti, don't miss the goal. The goal is to attain Krishna. Very, very important. Okay? Then let's go to the next verse, text 10. Krishna give us all options,
Okay, text 10. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage.
Very good. So that's what I'm saying. How to work for Krishna. So Prabhupada has given us very nice example. Work and give the result of your work to Krishna. If you cannot directly engage in the preaching activity, if you can directly engage in the preaching activity, very good. Very good. Okay? But if you cannot directly engage in the preaching activities, then wherever we are working, we should take the results of our work at the end and give it to Krishna. Can you still hear me? It's like everybody's frozen. Okay, now everybody's moving. Yeah. Network is fluctuating. Eh? Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
You're frozen.
Yeah. Yes.
Signal.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Sorry. At a particular time, everything become frozen and I lost contact. Okay. So any question, commentary so far?
I have a question and comment.
Yeah. Go ahead with your question and comment.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Question first is about the pastime of Radhakund. Why did Krishna say that the gopis were contaminated?
No, because they were citing the demon, you know. They were talking about that he has to go and purify himself, you know, something like that.
And also, so my comment is about Radhakund.
Yes.
So first time I went there, I took bath, like I submerged myself fully. And then I learned second time, I went to Vrindavan, and I was serving Prithu Prabhu, the Prabhupada disciple. And he told me, "Oh, you went to Radhakund? You went for Govardhan Parikrama? So did you bathe in Radhakund?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "So how did you bathe?" And I said, "Yeah, I bathed like, you know, like everyone else. I mean, like, you know, I submerged my whole body." And he's like, "Oh, maybe perhaps it's better not to do that, you know." Because he was saying Shrutakirti Prabhu told him that Srila Prabhupada never bathed in Radhakund like that. That he would just take 3 drops and drop it on his head. And also Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada also would just take 3 drops on his head. And then he told me that, Prithu Prabhu, he told me that the first time he went to Radhakund, he also submerged himself fully. But then after when he heard this pastime, then he felt very regretful that he submerged himself fully in Radhakund, and he had wished that he had just taken 3 drops. So anyway, it's just a little story there.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you very, very much for sharing that. Actually, Prabhupada, like I said, why Prabhupada stopped the devotee taking bath in Radhakund is because of they cannot really appreciate. No, actually, there are different kind of devotees. Let me explain something for you. It's very esoteric, you know. If you read Chaitanya Bhagavat, there's one very close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His name is Pundarika Vidyanidhi. Pundarika Vidyanidhi will never put his feet on the Ganges because he respected River Ganges so much that he doesn't want to put his feet on River Ganges. So what he does is that he will go to River Ganges and pay his respect and put drop on his head, because that is how much, you know, reference or you know, he appreciated River Ganges. But some other devotees, for their purification, they go inside the River Ganges, but they do it in the mode of purification. So similarly also, Radhakund, when the first time Prabhupada introduced the devotee to Radhakund, he saw that they could not really understand and appreciate the mood of Radhakund. They went there as a Westerner. Immediately he told them at the grace of Radhakund, they just jump inside and start gratifying themselves by like seeing it as another swimming pool. So Prabhupada has to stop that. That no, that is not the mode. Okay, that should not be the mode. The mode is not to gratify ourselves in the Radhakund. The mode should be to purify ourselves. Means you take it just like what you said. You take a dip properly, you know, like 1, 2, 3. Normally, that's how that's how they purify. They take a dip in the Radhakund. But because Prabhupada stopped devotees doing that, so the ISKCON gurus took Prabhupada's instruction very seriously. Okay, so except your guru personally permits you to take, you know, bath in Radhakund, then you don't do that, because then you don't really get the mercy. So if your guru personally permits you, like some guru do, sometimes they permit their disciple to really take bath in a proper consciousness. There are some gurus they understand that taking bath in the Radhakund is the highest. Because it's the topmost holiest place in the whole universe. So you can imagine how the place also will purify you. So some guru also allow his disciple to take bath in Radhakund, but it has to be done in the mode of service. So it means that the guru has to really properly, instruct the disciple on their proper how to really take deep in the Radhakund. Okay, but apart from that, generally in ISKCON, the ISKCON guru, you allow the devotees to take bath in Radhakund because of Prabhupada's stand instruction based on those devotees who could not appreciate, they could not appreciate Radha Kund enough in those days. In the early days, Prabhupada took them there. So because of that, Prabhupada stopped the devotee taking back, and the ISKCON gurus took that instruction to their heart. So they only when your guru permits you, then you can take birth in Radha Kund. Okay, so taking birth in Radha Kund is not bad. We're going to hear about it when Srila Rupa Goswami is describing it, but you have to get the permission of your guru. Okay, it's very important. That is the most important thing. So just going there to take bath there, swim, you don't even see that. The devotee go there, they respectfully to because so many intimate pastimes of Krishna happen in this Radha Kund. And that is why it's considered the best place for you to stay to engage in devotional service. And like it's mentioned in the purport, when Chaitanya Prabhu came to Vrindavan, the first time, Radha Kund was already gone. There was no Radha Kund again. Like all the pastime places of Krishna, they were not visible again. So Chaitanya Prabhu also personally, he gave instruction to his 6 Goswamis, the Rupa Raghunath Sanatan Goswami, to excavate. That is one of the 6 instructions he gave to the Goswamis, to excavate all the holy pastime places of Krishna in Vrindavan. So these pastime places that we go today, they are revealed to these pure devotees because they are internally there. So these devotees, they could see this pastime in their meditation, and they just like our Bhakti also discovered the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So same thing also, because this pastime, they are eternal, they are always going on. That is why you have Aska Kaleya Lila, means the different pastimes of Krishna taking place at different times of the day. Those devotees, like we were reading the other day, that you have to take shelter of a devotee in Vrindavan. Then it will teach you how to meditate on Krishna pastime at different times of the day. Like in the morning, what Krishna is doing, and the afternoon, what Krishna is doing, and this time, what Krishna is doing. So devotees, they really cultivate this kind of meditation to really enter into the eternal pastimes of Krishna. Okay, so all these holy places we're talking about in Vrindavan now, they were revealed to these pure devotees of the Lord during their meditation, during their pastimes. When they are meditating, deeply absorption in meditation, they were revealed that we will see, oh, this is where Krishna dances with the gopis. And they see the pastime of how Krishna is dancing with the gopi there, and they will tell, this is this place, and they will mark it. And this is how the 6 Goswami were able to excavate all the lost holy places in Vrindavan. Okay? Because Chaitanya Prabhu gave them that specific instruction. Any other contribution or comment or question? Chaitanya Prabhu, you say comment and question, but I didn't get your question. Okay. No, in the beginning, yes, I got in the beginning. Now I remember.
Yeah, the question in the beginning, yeah.
Any other comment?
I can make some comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there is this time of the day. It's called Goduli Muhurta. It's between 6:30 and 7 p.m. So this is the time of the day when Krishna comes back from herding the cowherd boys, and then he's coming back, and then it's the dust from his lotus feet. They're being kicked up as he's returning with the cows, going out. So that's why it's called Goduli Muhurta. It's a time of the day, and this is that is the time of the day when that pastime occurs, and it's a very auspicious time of the day, good time for chanting or doing Gayatri also. Yeah.
Yeah, just like you said, so there are different pastimes of the life of Krishna taking place at different times of the day. Like we mentioned of this, they're very good. So these are very high topic. When we get to Nectar of Devotion, some of them will come across also. But generally in ISKCON, they only study half of the Nectar of Devotion. Because I don't know why, although I remember Bhakti Damodar Maharaj is not happy that in Bhakti Shastri, we only study half of the book. Because the devotees who are teaching the book, they say, the other half of the book is so deep, intimate, that you don't need to go into it because we cannot understand. But the Maharaj argument is that if we don't go into it, how are we going to understand what is going on in the spiritual world? So even though you cannot understand, at least let us study it. So I'm just telling you how those intimate person of Krishna sometimes devotees also they don't want to go into it, because they think these are so intimate. Actually, if you read them, there are some books when you read about Krishna pastime. Like when I was in India, I was reading Ananda Vrindavan Chapel, written by Kavikarnapura Goswami. So I was reading that book. So as I was reading the book, and this book, they're very intimate. When we say intimate, it means very intimate. If you're not careful, you think like you start thinking about boyfriend and girlfriend. If you're not pure, you'll be carried away. Because if you're not pure, you'll just be thinking that Krishna pastime is a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. So I was reading this book. My Guru Maharaj was like watching me. It was seeing how much I was reading it because we were traveling together. And I was reading it like every time I was very absorbed in reading the book, and he was watching me. Then one time he just called me, like, Kavi, come here. Yes, like, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, yes. What book are you reading? Oh, he already knows the book, he just asked him. Yeah. Oh, I don't have Vrindavan Chapel. Oh, okay, very nice, very nice. How many times have you studied Bhagavad Gita? That time. Maybe only once I've done that. One time. Okay. How many times have you studied Nectar of Instruction? Guru Maharaj. One time. How many times have you studied Nectar of Devotion? One time. Okay, Guru Maharaj. What about Chaitanya Charitamrita? Srimad Bhagavatam, how many times have you studied them? One time, Guru Maharaj. I'm still studying Bhagavatam. That time I'm still studying Bhagavatam. Okay. I think you should drop this book and go and read those books 3 times, at least 3 times. Then you can pick it back. It's like you read Bhagavad Gita at least 3 times, Nectar of Instruction at least 3 times, Nectar of Devotion at least 3 times, Srimad Bhagavatam study it at least 3 times. Then you can start thinking about all these intimate pastimes of Krishna book. Because if you don't study these preliminary books like Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Bhagavad Gita, if you don't really absorb yourself in this philosophy and really understand who Krishna is, when you go and study those intimate books, that is why let me tell you the truth. That is why you see many brahmachari, they fall down. Many brahmachari who think that they are more advanced. Okay, what is there in that book? No, I can read it. It's mentioned also that we should read this Krishna pastime so that we can become purified. So what is there? Let me read. Then if your mind is not in the proper consciousness and you're going to read those books, I tell you, you start thinking about boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. Because these are intimate pastimes of Krishna with his intimate devotees. So that is why we really need to ground ourselves with the philosophy first. When we understand the philosophy by studying the Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, you really understand who Krishna is. You read these books, all these books I'm mentioning, you read them at least 3 times, because if you want to really understand a book, even your textbook, whatever you are in the school, for you to really understand that book, you have to read it at least 3 times. First time, you will not understand anything in that book. Second time, you start making the dots. Then the third time, you can have the helicopter view of what is in that book. So if you really want to understand a book, you have to study it at least 3 times. So now we are reading Nectar of Instruction. We should not stop. Again, we should read it again and then again. Then you will understand the book properly. So I think we will stop here if there's no more question. So then we'll continue from tomorrow. Where Krishna, what did you say? Pitamba Prabhu, you say something? Is Pitamba Prabhu saying something? It's like Pitamba Prabhu is really transcendental here. I'm not hearing what he's saying.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay, now I can hear you. Go ahead.
So my question is, what if a devotee, for example, a brahmachari, they're on the studying side, right? That's why they're brahmacharis, right, Prabhu? So what if a brahmachari has read those books maybe once in his life, then he dies, and next life he continues, then he reads the book again, like all the books. So he has two times to read the book, right?
Yes.
Because in his past life he read it once. So is it possible just to read it twice? To to understand, you know? They say
Yes.
you continue.
Remember, Prabhu, I'm trying to understand your question, but the thing that is here is that now we have time to read it as many times as we want. Why should you need different past time to read the books? Like, okay, I just read it one time, this past lifetime, then the next lifetime I have to come again and read it. Why do we need to do that? We have so much time with us now to read all the book as many times as we can. Actually, every devotee should pick a book. You know, like you should become like a professor in that book. Look for any of the Krishna book that attracts you. Is it Srimad Bhagavatam? Is it Bhagavad Gita? Is it Nectar of Devotion or Nectar of Instruction? See, and look at any book that attracts you. Study that book again and again and again. Because any of these books you pick and you really absorb yourself in it, you will not lack any knowledge. It's like when you're speaking on that book, it's like your authority on that book, and the devotees are going to appreciate you. Okay, so any of these books that attracts you, just pick them and read them again and again. Like me, even after studying all the books, I'm picking Nectar of Instruction. You know, I want to read it. I'm reading it again and again. I've read it more than 3 times now. I will still read it again and again because the book is very, very, all the philosophy of Krishna consciousness condensed from beginning to the end. How we make our journey in spiritual life. Everything condensed in this small book. So I love reading it again and again and again. Never tired of reading it. Okay? So we can pick any books and just concentrate and read them again and again. So it's not like Pitambra Prabhu, you have to read one time all the books this life, then you come next night to come and read again. No. You can read. We have so much time now. Let us read as much as we can. Okay. Yeah, Chitai Prabhu. We have 2 minutes more and we close.
Hare Krishna. So, you want to study the whole Nectar of Devotion in this Bhakti Shastri group?
Actually, we study half. Then that is what we do normally for you to get the certificate. They study half, even in the Baptist in the Mayapur Institute and the Vrindavan Institute, they study half. They make provision. This curriculum, the syllabus is meant, the provision is meant to study half of the book. Okay, so but as a devotee individually, because this book was translated by Prabhupada himself. Okay, this book, Nectar of Devotion, translated by Prabhupada. So Prabhupada, he has this genius or expert nature of translating this esoteric book in a way that we can understand. You understand? So on your own, you can go through all the whole book. Because in that book, you'll be hearing very intimate pastime, like different, like me, before I came to the temple, actually, the way I came to the temple was I was studying Nectar of Devotion. When I finished my high school, then the period of after I finished my high school, so the period where you wait for you to go into university, I pick Nectar of Devotion in the house because my stepfather is a devotee. So I picked Nectar of Devotion and I started studying it. You know the thing that attracted me to the temple, where they're describing Krishna's body. Where Krishna's body is being described in Nectar of Devotion. Just imagine, there is a book where they describe how God looks like. His forehead, his size, his face, his hand, is all the whole body of Krishna. No one is left out. It's like, wow, this is wonderful. Describing God. It looks like the size of his feet, his ankle, his hand, the size of his hand, everything is explained. I said, wow, I want to really go deeper to understand more about this, religion. And immediately I went to the temple. Just reading that from Nectar of Devotion made a difference for me. So that Nectar of Devotion, so we're going to study based on the curriculum given in this book to the half. What I'm saying, on your own, you can read the whole book through, okay? Because even though it's written intimate pastimes of Radha of Krishna in the other half of the book, but because it's translated by Prabhupada himself, Prabhupada translated in a way that the devotee can relate with it, okay? So at least you can have some of understanding of what is going on in the book. Is that okay, Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu?
Yeah, it's good. Thank you, Prabhu.
So we stop here and we'll continue tomorrow. Already brief us on how we are going to continue the journey. And please go through that, the student handbook. I should reshare it in the group. Go through it from 94 to 100. Go through it again. That will prepare your mind for the open book and closed book assessment. Thank you very much. Patitanam Pavanevyo,
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.